Howdy, howdy. Okay, going to do a quick rundown of the move down and go over, some levels to watch because Bitcoin right now is in an interesting area where really could go either way. To be honest with you, but we're going to look at some levels to determine some probabilities whether it is going to go up or come back down and probably continue further down. If it loses some levels here. So let me get my screen up. In fact, this one here. Bear with me, just need to ban someone because we've had an imposter. Got Magic Internet's money. No, spelled the name wrong. Okie dokie. Right, yeah, so looking at Bitcoin now, let me hide some stuff so it's a somewhat clean chart. Nope. And you can go into that, and as can you. So, Bitcoin's dropped. Was it expected? To be honest with you, when I made the video on Monday last, we were up here. And, we were expecting, hang on. When I made the video on Monday, I was expecting price to get back into this range and continue up. We had the gold pocket, which we gave. It was from the high to, I need to turn this off because I can't see, to the low here. Okay. And it was where we were kind of expecting price to come up and test and to be resistance on Monday. Unfortunately, didn't get that. It came to the 0.5, came to the previous week VWAP close. We're watching the VWAP closes pretty much like hawks nowadays. The previous week VWAP close was, well, to be honest with you, it was somewhat unexpected that we rejected from that, but it's a level there nevertheless, and that's where we did reject from. And as soon as we opened on Tuesday, the dump really fucking begun, and you didn't get the SFP. It was just a very harsh drop. Price bloody nuked. All the bears absolutely got paid. I know Satoshi Nakamoto will be absolutely loving the drop down that we had. And then, this price action yesterday, pretty much after the initial drop, for the whole day, you had slow price action, a slow bleed down. And what happens with slow moves? Well, they tend to continue in that direction until we had, the final drop down effectively. And you had many reasons to enter here. So if you are in the group, we've already discussed it this morning, but just quickly, going to go over it again for those that aren't. We have this indicator that we've had one of the members in the group come up with. It's using Delta CBD, and it's looking at the drops in Delta to tell you when to long. Okay, it pinged off there. Amazing little indicator that is in the group. We had a huge volume spike and a very large, well, not very large, but a significant open interest drop. If I look at this candle here, you can see it's this red one. And we pull up the open interest on this candle. So let's go from high to the low of the candle. So I'm getting that right. Let me zoom in. Almost a 0.3% drop, but in total, if you went to the wick low, it was almost 0.7. So if you've got your indicators, if you followed the open interest video where we stated set the alert for 0.5 percentage drops, your indicator went off. If you're using the open interest delta, which is flipping this into this side, okay, you had that pinging off as well. You had multiple reasons down there to get into trades. You actually wouldn't have hit the 500 that I just spotted. You had multiple reasons to enter a trade. High volume, open interest drop, and the CVD indicator popping off. Okay, very good trade. Initially, I will admit it was shit price action. If we go in and look at it over here, if it wants to load, it's a problem when I hide this one all day. I don't need this screen. So you look at the low. The price action after was extremely iffy. You had increasing open interest, Delta kind of just, going all over the shop, not really showing anyone in any strength, which for me was, we were messaging in the group with Rightway, and we're just saying how it's not the best look after we entered the trade, because you kind of want to see that initial reaction continue. You don't want to see it suddenly stop, come back on you, and, candles such as this, where you're positive in delta, positive in open interest, beat a very large red candle. Okay, so candles like this were shaky, but you can see at the bottom there did have a lot of buyers, and that's why the delta was somewhat well positive in that candle, because the buyers were becoming interested there, but then kind of stalled out again, and really did make you question your trade. But you had to stick to stop loss below the low and just hold on. I ended up TPing this trade at the New York VWAP, regrettably closing it out as well as we started to reject again, because I just couldn't be asked for it to come back down. But then I longed as we regained, with the take profit on that trade actually being the VWAP overall, which was, it was a pretty decent trade in the end. I moved the stop loss up to these lows here like a fucking idiot, and ended up getting stopped out this morning as we came down and tested. The old range point of control has moved around since then. But yeah, this was the trade to take in the morning. I just set it last night, forgot it. And as I'd come to do the stream this morning, I was already out of that position. Anyway, doesn't matter. New day, new trades. And, the trades today, it's been a very slow day. It's because we've got a lot of news coming out later. We've got the interest rates coming out very shortly in 23 minutes. And then at 10 p.m. tonight for me, don't know what time it is for you guys, but we have a Fed meeting, I guess, or Fed interest rate decision. These are going to be causes for volatility. Okay, so with Bitcoin having the price action that it's got, where can we expect this volatility to take us? Well, the move up yesterday from the low has really, really poor open interest. Okay, it's been decreasing the whole way up until and up until around the London session, when we started to have some open interest come back in. So for me, the volatility is the pain in the ass bit is it could go either way. If we're going to get it's going to come up. The gold pocket is the area to watch. Okay, this gold pocket is a very interesting area to watch for a short trade. Now, if price is going to come up to that and get a quick rejection, given the fact that the move from the low has been somewhat weak, it's definitely an area that you want to have your eyes on for a trade. Okay. We also have, if I go out, where is that point of control that I was looking at earlier? Not this one. I do need to hide that one though, because it's going to annoy me. I believe it's this one here. Yeah. Okay. So let me hide this because that's unnecessary. Oh, it's actually not where I was thinking it was. We were looking at this morning, this gold pocket being support resistance. I was getting my levels mixed up. You can see here we've had resistance or support, resistance, and been turned to support in this region. And you could argue this low was also in a similar region. It's all where that gold pocket is. If the interest rates are going to be good for Bitcoin, that's where you're going to be looking for it to come up to initially to take a trade from. I'm not really looking at anywhere else for a short. That is the trade that I want. And if not there, you do have to look up to that daily up at 69340, because there you do have a point of control from effectively mid-May. And if you can get above this region, not only that, let me hide some of this stuff because I realize this is an extremely messy chart. Okay. Level alerts go, pivots go. Okay. So if you can get above this region, we were talking about this all at the start of June. You've had really large increasing open interest around this region. Now, if you get above the point of control, you're above where the majority of the volume is. We've got this big value area here that was tested this morning, the value area low. We're trying to make our way through it. If you can get above that gold pocket, get above this point of control, this large increase in open interest, which is about 25% actually. Okay, about 25%. If you can get above that point of control, that's when you can start to think about higher prices. It's got a lot of work to do. It's got a lot of resistance because with all these positions that have entered, there's pretty much all the levels that you would be looking to take trades from are perfectly valid. It's why I have this old weekly. This is from almost, what's that, 2 weeks ago. I've saved it on my chart because it's still relevant to me, considering the amount of positions that we have built up here. The weeklies, the levels work on the fact that you've got traders trapped above or below them. We've not seen a big drop in open interest to warrant that the traders on either side of them have exited the market yet. So I'm keeping them on the charts, and they've been very valid levels to keep until they start to show that they're not doing fuck all. I will keep them on my chart. So this level here, the weekly with the gold pocket, is definitely a trade that I'm looking for. The to the downside, let's talk about that just quickly, because the bears are in control. The buyers, I'll be honest with you, haven't really shown up yet. We haven't really had large increases in open interest with this move up, which does have me questioning how strong this, from yesterday's low is, because you have to think of open interest as buyers entering and traders entering. If you've got decreasing open interest with a move up, it kind of leaves it as hollow price action. You're not going to see support and resistance as well, if you come back and test them levels again, because when you've got increasing open interest and you go to test a level where a lot of traders have entered at, it's like you have to think about when traders have taken profits, what do? Move the stop loss to entry. If they've been in a really red position, they will get out, let's say, for no loss, and they think it's a win. So when you see large increases in open interest with a move, you can kind of isolate pockets of that price action and say, okay, when price gets there again, we're going to see resistance, okay, or support. And in this case, we're not going to see support and resistance, because the open interest that we've had come in is literally all in this price action from the London session. So I really don't believe that there's enough in here to act as too much support. Can we still look for SFPs? Fuck yeah, for sure. Of course, SFP of the London low would be very nice. The Asia low, yeah, okay. But I think if you're coming down to the Asia low, you're probably going to be looking down to the gold pocket a little. It's pretty much the same fucking thing. But yeah, probably going to be looking to come down to that gold pocket just a touch below. So the long trade for me is definitely this one here. Now, if you fail to hold this option, I definitely won't be having a stop loss at the low at just below 66,000, because I don't believe that it's gonna. I believe if you lose this gold pocket, there's a very good. What cap is this? It is a. If you're on about my hat, it's called Black Clover. If you're on about what coin it is, it's Bitcoin. But if you come down, and I don't believe there's going to be an SFP of this level, and I think that if you're coming and testing it again, the probabilities are fucking very high that you're coming down to 64,500. Okay, that's just how I'm looking at it. If you're losing this gold pocket, I don't see an SFP occurring. Why don't I see an SFP occurring? Because there's not going to be the liquidity there. We've not had the traders, the buyers come in, unless you see really large increase in open interest as you're going down to that region, trapped a load of shorts. Okay, I can get on board with that. But if we're seeing decreasing open interest as we come down to it again, no trap shorts below the low, this is not going to be an SFP trade for me. So I'm really putting a lot of importance on that gold pocket. So it is the tale of two gold pockets right now. If we're holding the monthly open, okay, price is going to look good, but it's got to hold it. Okay, if it comes down here, you have to be taking profits at the monthly open. It's such a key level. It really is. You can't ignore it. You really can't. So if you're taking this trade, be taking profits at that monthly open, and maybe move your stop loss to entry, and support the fact that open interest does mean that there's going to be support and resistance. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Do I think that price is going to go up or down? Where we're looking right now, I would definitely favor coming and testing this gold pocket above us. I think that's where the probabilities lie. Am I a big fan of this move up from the low? Definitely not. So that's why I'm looking to take this short. If I wasn't looking to take this, if the move up wasn't so weak, I probably wouldn't put so much weight in this short. But because the move up has been weak, it's only just got some strength underway, yeah, I think this is going to be very valid, a very valid trade setup. And if you can get above the 69,300 mark, 400 mark, yeah, then I think you're going to be looking much better, and price is probably going to come up and test the range of value area high and quarterly open again. But we'll come back here tomorrow and we'll discuss whatever has occurred tonight, given the fact that we are going to have quite a bit of volatility coming into the next few hours. So I'm going to go get ready to trade that. Appreciate you guys tuning in. 15 minutes, God, it's so fast on Monday. 50 minutes is long. Now, all good. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and yeah, happy trading.